Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So, Iran, Israel, China, Russia, G7. What's going on here? First, Donald Trump warns everyone to flee Tehran, the capital of Iran. Donald Trump cuts short his G7 summit trip in Canada because he has important things to take care of. Chinese plane with the transponder off lands in Tehran, lands in Iran. Weapons, China gets involved. Israel hits Iran's headquarters of Iranian Defense Ministry, and Iran returns the favor, hits Mossad offices near Tel Aviv. So these are the topics of this video. The most important one is not the Mossad office or the Iranian Defense Ministry's offices. Or maybe the Chinese planes starting to land in Iran. The most important thing is the warning. A warning coming from Donald Trump and made towards another country that they should just flee their capital. So, nuclear weapon? Are the Americans going to start a war, like proper war? Because I think they are already involved in a war, but not like, oh, we're gonna now strike at you. Now we just, we defend the right to this and that. So, let me start first with this, how should I put it, message from Truth Social. Donald Trump's, how do you call it? It's Truth Social. Social media. I'm just having a little problem here. Okay, let's start with this one. So yes, I have an account over there, Donald Trump, and this is what he wrote 13 hours ago. And look at how idiotic this is. Iran should have signed the deal. I told them to sign. So the deal was a capitulation, was an ultimatum. What a shame. So he tries to blame Iran for not agreeing to sign their capitulation to someone else. What a shame and waste of human life. So he already takes the human casualties and human life guilt and places on the Iranians for not wanting to sign his deal. His deal was like this: you do whatever I want, including regime change. We're going to bring the Shah over there, and we're going to do Shah, Pahlavi, and all those guys that are waiting in the wings to come over and bring freedom and democracy to Iran, like we brought freedom and democracy to Iraq and Afghanistan. Remember every time you hear Netanyahu or you hear any Dorshewitzes or guys in America telling you we should defend Israel because Israel is the only democracy in the area. That's not true. We, the Americans, brought democracy to Iraq. Remember? Now we bring democracy to Syria. So it's not the only democracy in the Middle East. Unless we failed in Iraq, and Iraq is not a democracy. That means the guys who failed, I want them punished. Why? I don't know. If you fail, how many billions? How many people died? How many Iraqis? How many Americans from the coalition forces? So no, Israel is not the only democracy. Iraq is also a democracy. We brought it. We brought freedom and democracy, remember? After they lied with everything else, they said, well, while we are at it, we brought you freedom and democracy. Let me give you some democracy. Let me give you some freedom for you. Because they were not free and not democratic, like we are. So, this is what, simply stated, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. Everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. Now, the first point. They change the narrative. They always change the goalpost. They go here, and then they go here. And okay, if Iran says tomorrow, we never said we want a nuclear weapon. They ignore that. It's the same thing as it was with Saddam Hussein. You have weapons of mass destruction. No, I don't have. Yes, you have them. We're going to bomb you because you have them. We don't have them. We have intelligence, you have them. We don't have them. They went in, they didn't have it, and then they said, what? Remember? Some democracy for you, and from their asses, some freedom for you. You can't do this. I can't go in a house and while I'm in abusively say, you know what, actually I'm going to start painting here after I took care of your dad and your mom. Okay, now I think we did a little bit of painting in the room. What do you think? You can't do this. I mean, if you can, then everybody else can. No, if we are to be just. So everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran because you guys, I say, want nuclear weapons. And since when you are the decider? When are you the decider? What if everybody says, no, you should not have nuclear weapons because you motherfucker used them twice, atomic bombs. So you should be the first country who should be barred from having it. Just saying, if we are to be honest and fair, but we're not. So we understand what the narrative is. The Iranians, as I said before, it's not about Iran not having nuclear weapons. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing is they want to change Iran, make it weak and make it a servant state. For whom? For the guys in the Middle East, not from us. I mean, we deal with other people, you know, in different ways. But in this case, at our orders. So this is Donald Trump for you. He changes the narrative and places the blame on the Iranians. No, it's not. It's not on the Iranians. It's on the Balfour Declaration. For me, at least. All right, let's go to the next one. Trump wants everyone to flee Tehran. If you say everyone, that means you're going to nuke them. You're going to flatten it. Now, everyone means civilians. Why civilians? I thought that civilians are protected by Geneva Convention. No. No. Look what happened in Gaza. You want to see what's going to happen and what these guys would do to Iran? Look at Gaza. Look at Gaza. How do you call it? The surgical attacks on Gaza. I want you to look at some pictures. Please do. And then look at Kiev. And Kiev is a war crime by Putin, but Gaza, it's surgical. Why? Because now those guys hide everywhere and we just have to surgically hit them. Jesus Christ, we have the right to defend ourselves. Everyone has the right to defend themselves, not only you. Anyway, so this is Trump right there. The Pentagon has confirmed the deployment of additional defense capability. It's always defense in the Middle East. It's always defense. That's why these guys are Orwellian. It's like George Orwell, yes. War is peace and peace is war. It's the other way around. We have defense. We have a defense budget. Our defense budget is offense budget. But here we call it defense. Anyway, that's the first topic. Next one. Let's see what the Chinese are doing. This comes from Financial Express. And they say, Chinese cargo planes, plural, enter Iran after turning off tracking devices. Fuels speculation of arms transfer. The planes were reportedly carrying military supplies or restricted goods, potentially reinforcing Iran's defense capabilities amid its standoff with Israel. The secrecy surrounding the landings, including the transponder shutdowns and unannounced arrivals in Tehran, suggests coordination at the highest level between the two countries. Right there, this is what they say. So, Chinese cargo planes enter Iran after turning off tracking devices, fuel speculation. So, my friends, what do you think happened? Well, remember remember Russia and Iran signed this year a cooperation and mutual support, almost as a pact with Iran. And these guys started the war right now. So it's drawing Russia by association because, hey, you owe us. This is clearly already a third world war. It's going on. It's not as direct. Like, oh, America attacks Russia, or Russia attacks America, Europe attacks Russia, China attacks Europe, and America, Iran attacks. No, it's not like it's by proxies. It's like, oh, we're not. It's like the guys who make bids, the big guys who make. I think this guy's gonna win over there. No, I think I bet on this. The bets. That's what they are. They're big bankers, big guys. It's an analogy. Make bets. And you have the imbeciles over there getting bloodied in a cage. And then we make the bets and we pull the strings and we just, now who do you want to fight with, Gigi with Mikey or Gigi with Tommy? Well, let's see. Okay, first, there are the matchmakers as well of the fights. And they are fighting with they're funding these things. And they fight and then they stay and they smoke their cigars and drink their bourbon together while those guys are fighting and these guys are betting. Betting meaning putting influence, economic, financial influence on this planet. It's just easy peasy. Next one. We'll see when the Russians bring any cargo planes over there. Sputnik. IAF strikes headquarters of Iranian Defense Ministry. Other military objects. So the Israel Air Forces has carried out a series of strikes targeting Iran's military objects, including the headquarters of the Iranian Defense Ministry, as well as of the Organization of Defensive Innovation and Research, among other targets, the Israel Defense Forces said on Sunday. So they struck the Iran's Defense Ministry. Not a big deal, I would say. That's some offices, but this is the one. Why? Because I think it's more important than the other one. Because when people brag that they have the Iron Dome and you cannot penetrate this, it's the best, and this is this and this is that, and then they take a shit, then it's more laughable. So every time you brag or you overemphasize certain qualities that you might have, whenever you are, hit here and there, you have a higher level to fall from. If I'm so good, I'm so fantastic, and then back, from here to here is a big distance. From here, I'm not as good. I'm just a little bit, but it's not as big. So let's see what these guys succeeded in Tel Aviv. True Promise 3. Iran strikes Mossad headquarters near Tel Aviv. I saw some videos with the Mossad buildings on fire. I don't know if they were, how should I put it, accurate or they were tweaked a little bit. The building belonging to the Israeli intelligence agency Mossad was struck by the Iranian forces on Tuesday, Iranian news agency Tasnim reported. Mossad's building in the coastal city of Herzliya was reportedly hit by a missile. Iran also launched a missile attack on the logistics center of Israel military intelligence, the same thing right here, in the area of Glilot military base located in the suburbs of Tel Aviv. Iranian SNN broadcaster reported. So, on June 13th, this is another thing. This is from, just make sure, 3 hours ago, today on June 17th. So, my friends, what could happen over there? The Americans will try to find a reason to be allowed to strike Iran and tell Iran that if you retaliate my preemptive strikes, then I will come full force. So this is just contradicts the logic and contradicts the so-called justice and rules-based world order. Well, that's why they call it world order, because it's a world order based on our rules that we can break and we can make and we can erase whenever we feel like. So I think things will really much escalate over there. And if you want to see how Israel will treat Iran, look at Gaza. If you want. You don't have to look at Gaza. You can look at many instances. And but Iran is the guy who wants nuclear weapons, while the other ones, nobody talks about the other side. No, Israel is like, it goes without saying that it should. What if Israel comes tomorrow and says, yeah, man, motherfuckers, we have nuclear weapons? What do you think will happen? I tell you, nothing. Everybody else is going to say, hey, well, how come they can have it? Too late. Remember how Pakistan acquired his nuclear weapon, or India. It was not like something, okay, guys, everybody, we decide India should have nuclear weapons and Pakistan should not. No, they said nobody, only we can have it. And North Korea had it, Pakistan had it, India had it, for the same reason. If I have it, everybody back the fuck off. The problem is when you have a paranoid state, thinks that is better than everybody else, you have a big problem. Big problem. The mentality is what dictates your behavior. If you think you're better than everybody, then you expect everybody to just pop. You know what I mean? Blow you. No, and Trump, if he is going to continue to play this game, I don't think he is playing this game. I think behind him are forces. Did you look at his face? Did you look at Trump's face? He looks very, very much right here. Let me show you this. I saw this picture, which is from a video. This guy is dying. This guy is not Trump. Look at those eyes. He wants to go to sleep. Really. Look at this guy. This guy is not the same guy it was 3 days ago, 5 days ago. I don't know. I think a lot of pressure is put on Trump. I don't defend Trump. This is what I think it is. Look at Trump's physical transformation. I think he fell 25%, got older in the past week. I think that's pressure for him to strike Iran, but he's not doing it yet. And as I said, this guy might not end his 4-year term if he's not doing what he's supposed to, or he has a tiger by the balls and he can't let go. And Chinese probably will help, and certainly the Russians will do the same. We have a World War III already in progress with some proxies. We'll see. Maybe this is a plan from Trump to, destroy even the Jewish state, because they're going to say, you go over there, and eventually Iran and whomever will flatten Israel. It's not going to flatten the United States of America. So maybe, they get rid of the Balfour Declaration right now. So maybe there are some guys behind the scenes who say, okay, let's solve the problem for the Palestinians. We're going to get him in a war with Iran. These guys will mutually destroy itself. So it's going to be peace and quiet. No, it's not going to be, because the Americans and the Brits also have interests in the Middle East, and they will continue to use those people one against another. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.